Well, the skills that we have here at the Rundown are talking about this week's news. So we're going to dive right in because our first story has been something that's been rumored ever since Nvidia GTC because they've acquired Run AI Labs. The deal has been valued at around $700 million, according to reports, which was down from the projected maximum of around $1 billion. Run AI has created a virtualization layer for deep learning workloads that allows for accelerated training for AI models while also reducing the amount of resources used. Part of the way that this is accomplished is through parallel computing algorithms that break those models down into smaller units for faster completion. Now, Stephen, there was a recent chance to see what Run AI is working on as part of a vast showcase that we released a couple of months ago, and you got an up close look at this. So I was wondering if you could give us a little background on this deal and tell us why this is such a big deal for NVIDIA.
Well, I am very, very happy to see this happen. Overall, I think that it's good for the market. Essentially, Run AI, as you mentioned, they presented as part of this vast data showcase that we recorded at AI Field Day, as did NVIDIA. And it was very, very clear at that event, and of course, it was very clear before and after that as well to anybody who's following the industry, that Run AI's tools are particularly valuable. Essentially, companies are playing around with AI quite a lot. But when it comes to actually running it and operationalizing AI based applications, well, there's the challenge, right? You have to think about workload management. You have to think about scaling. You have to think about running containerized AI apps in Kubernetes. You have to think about memory and storage management. You have to think about optimization of resources, all that boring stuff that IT operations has done for literally every other part of compute all this time. Well, it makes sense to do that stuff for AI as well. Run AI basically does that. They have a software solution that is a control plane, it's a cluster engine. It's, I guess, sort of probably overstating it, but it's kind of like what VMware did for running virtual machines. Run AI does for AI based applications. They operationalize the whole darn thing. They put metrics and controls behind it. They allow things to be deployed and moved around. Basically, they do the hard stuff that operations has to do. We were impressed by their solution. They've been very, very close to NVIDIA, just like VMware unlocked so much potential from server vendors, from CPU vendors, et cetera. Run AI unlocks potential for the companies that are making all this hardware that's being sold and deployed, not just in the enterprise or in the cloud, but in the enterprise now. And that's why it makes sense for NVIDIA to invest here, because NVIDIA so far, well, they've been selling a lot of hardware into hyperscalers and cloud environments that pretty much have this stuff covered. But they're also increasingly selling directly into enterprise. If they want those enterprise customers to be able to actually use that hardware they're buying, they need something like this. So there it is. It makes a lot of sense. If you're interested in it as well, we're going to link to an analyst note by my colleague Paul Nashawati that talks a little bit more about what Run AI does. Also, I would recommend checking out that Tech Field Day video, which you can find in your favorite friendly neighborhood search engine. Just look for Field Day and Run AI.